I believe you have seen this formula in your textbook. Am I right? When you did your exercise 2A yesterday, did you bother to go and ask what is the meaning of F2 plus H minus F2 over H? Did you bother to ask? So I will say, this is the slope of a chord from x equal to 2 plus h, or I can say from x equal to 2 to x equal to 2 plus h to x equal to 2. It is also what? What does the slope of a chord represent? You don't have to say sorry. You say sorry to yourself. Yes, the what? Yes, average rate of change from x equal to 2 to x equal to 2 plus h. Then how we come about here? How we come about to this formula? Why I write limit h tends towards 0? Hello? Still remember that is the limit as x as one of the point whereby the x is 2 plus h move closer to x equal to 2. What happened to the average rate of change? You want me to? You better think twice first before you talk. Or at the back, two of you. Okay. Okay, young man. I say, as the point x equal to 2 plus h move along the curve closer to x equal to 2, the average rate of change will approach what? Will approach what? The gradient or the rate of change at x equal to 2, correct? So we write as dy over dx, or you can write as f prime 2. So isn't it I have taught you? If you look at this formula, you should know how each part has been derived from. First, we must have the average rate of change first. Then we take the limit. Then it becomes instantaneous rate of change. Means the rate of change to the function at a particular value of x. So yesterday lesson is the lesson whereby we get to know how this formula is come about. So this formula is a formula that people, based on the basic principle of calculus, the first principle, and derive that formula from you, for you. So when you look at the textbook, you should know that whatever I taught you yesterday is exactly the same. If I straight away dump you with that formula yesterday, the whole formula become meaningless to you. You see or not? So, to do so, very important, I told you already yesterday, the few things that you have to bear in mind. Can I just say average rate of change? No, I have to specify the limit of x. From what point to what point? From what situation to what situation? Are you clear? So when you talk about learning maths, we cannot play a fool. So learn maths is like that. When you learn, serious. When you play, play to the fullness. Are you okay? Cannot joke in maths. Yes? Because of this word. I'm not saying you cannot straight away do dy dx. When I use the word first principle, means I want you to derive the rate of change from the basic principle. The basic principle means you first find the average rate of change. Then you take the limit. Then only you get the instantaneous rate of change. So to do part B, we definitely have to go through the first principle. So this is the formula for the first principle. If anyone want to use this formula, you make sure you understand every part of the formula. So by using this formula, so I'm going to show you when you use this formula. I have to write limit all the way through. So this actually just apply the formula. It doesn't give you much understanding of the first principle. Compared to yesterday, how I bring you to first principle. First principle means you have to start from what? The meaning of the slope of a chord from the average. Then as the point move closer to another point, there the limit come in. That's why I teach you sense of limit before I teach you calculus. Are you clear? Okay, so I put the limit, then I start to substitute in. So I'm not saying you cannot use this formula, you can. So F2 plus H will be square root of 2 plus H. Take away square root of 2 divided by H. Why I put that divide by H? Can someone tell me? Why I divide by H? How I get down there must be a H, yes. So how you get that? Your x, the first x is 2 plus H. The second one is 2. So 2 plus H minus 2, you get H. That's why for this case, it's always H at the bottom. So you don't think that in the exam, they won't ask you, okay, why the bottom is a H? So how are you going to explain? Do you get me? It's because the small changes of x, whereby is 2 plus H minus 2, which is equal to H. You see or not? So every part of the formula from now onward, you are not the user of the formula only. It's exactly like this. All of us, we say we are very good in using our handphone. We are the user. If one day the person who created this handphone, all the program, all the electronic part, they are no more here, then do you have a handphone to use? No. So when you come to a higher level of maths, you not only learn how to use the formula, you have to know how the formula come about. Because when you go to university, you study, you are going to be the creator. But creator not of living thing, it's of dead thing. You can't create living things. Only God can do that. See or not? So that's why formula is not just use it. Yeah, when you are young, I have to teach you to be obedient, obey to the formula. Because first thing you have to obey. Yeah, okay. So then the next step when I do, okay, so now, today I'm going to teach you how to simplify those with the third form. Okay, those with third. So I purposely choose this example. So if I want to simplify the average rate of change, that is the gradient of the chord. So I have to involve third, I have to do this. I have to know two things. Okay, first, any fraction, if top I time with the same number, bottom I time with the same number, I didn't change anything, am I right? I times with 1. So I'm going to make equivalent fraction. That's the first thing. Second thing, I have to know that square root of A minus square root of B, if I times with square root of A plus square root of B, what will happen? I will have square root of A squared minus square root of B squared. Am I right? This is the expansion of whatever expression in the bracket is the same. One is a minus, the other one is a plus. It will be x squared minus y squared. Am I right? So it will become A minus B. So these are the things that I'm going to apply. So plus, here is a minus, you put plus. And in maths, we call this the conjugate. So we only simplify the numerator. Numerator, the top. The denominator, we don't do any changes. We just copy down the whole thing. So don't try to change your mother. In Chinese, the down there is called the mother. The up there is called the child. If you study a fraction in Chinese, 分子分母. Okay, so don't try to change your mother. You change yourself. Then you will live happily together with your mother. So it will become, so based on this, correct? Based on this, so I will write down whatever in the square root, if it's more than 2 terms or more, we better put them in bracket. Are you clear? Divided by. So the bottom, I just write down. Be patient when you do this kind of question. So this is another skill, how to get it of the square root at the top. Okay, so I simplify the top. So I got h over h square root of 2 plus h plus square root of 2. We know that h approaches 0. So that means H cannot be 0. It can approach 0, but it is not 0. So you can cancel off. Simplify it. So now my slope of the chord, that is the average rate of change, become 1 over square root of 2 plus H plus square root of 2. Okay, so when H approaches 0, 2 plus H approaches 2. Am I right? So therefore, so I do the approaches area, so I will not write the limit anymore. 1 over square root of 2 plus square root of 2. So what is the value of square root of 2 plus square root of 2? 1 square root of 2 plus another square root of 2. In total, I have 2 square root of 2. So it's better to write this as root 2 over 4. So I know this value is 0.5 something. Yes? Okay. So the formula that I'm going to give you, okay, I put there. F prime 4. Okay, equal to limit. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what should I write down here for the limit? You have to fill in the blank. I'm going to put here fx minus f4. Then down here, what should I write? Okay, exam also, they can come out like that. They can give you a graph. The graph go like that. This is 1. Here is 4. Sorry, I redraw the graph. This is not in proportion. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is the point X. Okay, based on the graph, you tell me what should I put down there and what should I put up under the limit. Anyone want to give it a try? Yes. Okay, as the denominator, X minus 4. Yeah, you are right. Why X approaches 0? As this point moved to here, what happened to my X? So why should I put X approaches 0? Yeah, close to 4. So should I put it approaches 4 or approaches 0? Approaches 4 or approaches 0? Yes. So you see, you understand the thing you should be able to put down. So you won't be surprised your final exam, they come up with question like that. Ask you to fill in the blank, 2 marks. Can or not? Do I have the right to do so? Answer is a yes. So as B move closer to A, x move closer to 4. So down here, what should I write? I should write x approaches 4. Then I start to work it out. So now you try to use this and work it out. It's the same thing. So I purposely choose this because this involves fraction and this involves square root. Clear? So you have to apply 2. One is this one. Okay, now, can I have your attention for 1 minute? I just told the other class that when you talk about max, correct, after you have understand how to work about it, correct, you have to think of a way to make your calculation fast. So I will put in my mind, if I have a fraction like that, 1 over a, it doesn't matter whether plus or minus, okay? So what I do is, I know that I have to cross and write down the denominator, right? Hello? And if I have a square root, so how am I going to change it? I'm going to multiply, correct? So it becomes a minus b over square root of a plus square root of b. So I memorize this so that when I work out, I can work out very fast. Do you get me? You know how it come about, but you have to memorize so that you can work fast. You don't have to write down this step. You don't have to write down this step. Or if you want to write down this step also can, but you don't have to go and calculate it slowly. You don't have to calculate this slowly. You just write down this step, but you don't go and expand and so on. You straight away know the answer is this one. So max is a subject whereby you need to understand. After that, you have to think of a way so that you can work it out fast. That is how you memorize. A lot of memorizing work need to be done so that you can work fast. Then you apply. That is where we apply our understanding here. That's why math subject is more complex than any other subject. You have to stay focused. There's no play around. There's no joke around in class. Are you okay? Can or not? That's why every time student comment. So let's have a look at it. So if I want to use this formula, I have to tell myself, I have to keep repeating this. Okay, my fx is 1 over square root of x minus 1. I put in bracket. Take away 1 over square root of 3, correct? Divided by x minus 4. So what I will do, I will make it like that first. Okay, so which means limit x tends toward 4, root 3 put up here, square root of x minus 1 put here, divide by the denominator. Correct? So this one, I told you already, you can write as like that. All right? Okay? So now you see it's not so complex. As long as at the denominator that you don't do any expansion, don't do any changes. Are you clear? Then now change the numerator using this. Can or not? So it will be, if you don't want to write down, you memorize already. What you can do, this whole thing is equivalent to this one. So that means the top here is root 3. Take away. Please put in the bracket x minus 1. Bottom, I got this. I got this. And I got square root of what? Square root of 3, that is your A, plus square root of x minus 1, close, times 1 over x minus 4. Got it? So when you simplify this, the top, you will get x minus 4, correct? So it will be limit x tends toward 4. Up here is x minus 4 divided by, okay, patiently write it down. So whoever said maths teacher is impatient, that is not true. Then, okay, I don't have space to write, so I times 1 over x minus 4. Okay, so this one and this one cancel off. Correct? I hope you can imagine. Oh, that one is 4 minus x, sorry. So how? If this one is 4 minus x, thank you. Yeah, this one is 4 minus x, then how? How to cancel off? Can. Is the reverse correct? So you cancel already. You put negative 1 here. Isn't it? Okay. So now, as x approaches 4, so I will write here, x approaches 4. X minus 1 approaches 3. Am I right? So therefore, I approach already, so I will not write the limit. It will be negative 1 divided by square root 3, square root 3, square root 3, plus another square root 3. Right? Okay, so when you simplify, what do you get? This one you simplify, what do you get? You get negative 1 divided by. Can you talk to me nicely? Can you talk to me nicely? Do you know not when you talk to a teacher? Okay, young man, up to you whether you like it or not. Do you think he is talking politely? Cannot see lah, teacher. Are you talking politely? You just need to tell me, teacher, can you please press the alternate? Okay, square root 3 times square root 3 will be 3. All right. Square root 3 plus square root 3 will be 2 square root 3. All right. 1 square root 3 plus another square root of 3. You got 2 square root of 3. So in total, you have negative 1 over 6 square root 3. Now, I told you at the bottom, we shouldn't put square root, am I right? So it will be negative root 3 over 18. Okay, so when you talk about first principle, if the question says first principle, you must start from average rate of change to instantaneous rate of change. So there are 3 different ways of doing it. It's your choice. Which way you want to use. Today, the 2 ways that I show, you make sure you write limit all the way through. If during the exam you miss out the limit, okay, up to me. I can mark the whole thing wrong. Or if you think you are A+ student and you do such a thing without writing down the limit all the way through, right? Then I definitely, even you get it correct, I don't even give you an A. Okay, everyone bear in